these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Taking it low, taking it slow, bringing it down a little bit, because that's my theme music. Every good hero should have some. And we know I am the hero of the Giant community. Da-da-da. I'm Batman. Just kidding, everyone. It's been a long day. It's been a long night. It's been a long week. Great stream with Dom from the UK yesterday. I really enjoy it when we're able to do those things. Thinking about doing every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Whip the Dahmer. I had mentioned I think I'm going to do 3 streams a week and maybe like 2-3 videos a week. So I think I'll do a Tuesday stream, then a Sunday stream, of course, what we always do, and then another day. We'll have to decide. I'll have to figure it out. We got a lot going on here in Online Big Blue land, but we want to talk, of course, about the Giants. Online Big Blue says that the Giants don't have any cap space. Quote from Online Big Blue. I've decided that I'm just going to start quoting myself and posting it on Twitter to give myself validity. Wink. Let's talk about the Giants cap space for a second. Let's talk about the $186 million mistakes this team has made just in the offseason. And I love it because everyone's like, we got to bring in Kevin Abrams. He'll save the day. He's the one that caused this cap issue. He's the one that caused the last cap issue. He's our capologist. And I'm probably the only YouTuber that has any inside experience in reference to the actual salary cap. I've actually sat in on NFL salary cap meetings. So I know how they work. This was back in the day, but I assume they're probably going to pretty much work the same way. The head coach, general manager comes in and says, I want this guy, fit him into the cap. The capologist says, no. Or we can do this, or we can do this, and we can get rid of this. This is the way we can fit him in. And a good capologist will push back against the general manager and the head coach by saying, listen, if you do this, this is what it's going to do to the cap down the road. This is what's going to happen to us 2 years from down the road. This is what the salary implications, I can't even say the word today, will bring if we do this. And then a cap manager who just wants to appease everyone says, okay. And then they find a way to do it, not caring about what will happen down the street. You know, sometimes when you follow the yellow brick road, it ends. And sometimes it doesn't end in Oz, which would be the Super Bowl. Sometimes it ends in the Monkey City, where all the flying monkeys are. And there's monkey poop everywhere. And that's where the Giants went. They went to the flying monkey city, and they're in the monkey poop land. Wizard of Oz reference. I watched it the other night. I told you, I don't watch TV. I watch old movies all the time. I watch movies all the time. That's why I always do stump Online Big Blue with your movie trivia. Because I pretty much know every bad movie in history in the world. I am always full of useless information. But when the Giants went out this year and had those large spending spree, they spent $123 million on the likes of Kenny G, smooth sounds of Kenny G, Adoree Jackson, and Kyle Rudolph. I hated all the signings. Hated all of them. I got blasted for it. But now you go online and all the geniuses are like, these were bad signings. Really? Why didn't you say that or man up and say it when they happened? Why you want to be a genius after the fact? Told you I spoke to 2 people in Detroit, and they both said, goodbye. No issue, no loss with Kenny moving on. Both of them said that he probably could have played through the hip pointer. But he was just, I'm not going to say tanking it. We'll just say he was looking at his best long-term interest as a player than he was playing for the Detroit Lions. When the Giants gave Adoree Jackson $39 million, I came out and said, everyone outside the Giant bubble is saying, how can you give a raise to a guy who barely played? And while has shown promise, is not a number 1 CB. I said that. I got blasted for it. Said that health is probably going to be an issue. Got blasted for it. Then we signed the venerable Kyle Rudolph. I had to hear about Kyle Rudolph and how he was going to be the missing link in the red zone. He was going to be the safety blanket for Daniel Jones. He was going to turn back the days of yore when he was with Minnesota and turn into the player that he was, even though he had regressed 2 years in a row. Whoops. I said he was washed up. His run the other day was like watching a grandfather clock. Kind of boring, but you knew the end result, that I was either going to ring or he was going to get tackled. But now everyone's like, we should have signed Kevin Zeidler instead of Kyle Rudolph. Where were you back when we made the signing? Oh, you were extolling the virtues of the signing of Kyle Rudolph. Only one moron said he was washed up and we should not give him the money. That would be I. Then we dropped $63 million on Leonard Williams. And I'm not even going to repeat history. I've said it before. I've said it a million times. Leonard, you are the guy you were your first 5 years. You weren't the guy. You're not going to be the guy you were in year 6. Said it a million times. Million times. But no. Some Giant fans were at least smart enough to understand that Leonard Williams was a waste of money. That you were going to dump all this cash. And I love people like, well, he took less money up front. Oh, well, so I'm sorry, but the money's still guaranteed. And it's still moved through. Well, we can get out of it in year 3. So we just have another bad season in 2022 because we want to sign Leonard Williams to get 5.5 sacks.
King of the almost sack.
And I love it because our secondary hasn't been playing as well as it has before. So now he's really reverted. He's lost the moniker. Hear ye, come one, come all, for it's the king of the covered sack. Because you got Azeez Ojulari making some sacks, making some tackles. And I love it because now everyone's like, wow, I love it back in the day. Everyone's like, I'm so glad we got rid of Kevin Zeidler. What a waste. I said you need to keep Zeidler. Said it. Said you can't get rid of him. Offered to restructure his deal, and even Zeidler came out and said the Giants never even offered to restructure his deal. Never even offered to him. He's allowed 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits, and 558 pass blocking attempts. Yikes. Yowza. You know what's funny? The Corey Davis deal at 3 years, $37 million, should have set the market. That should have been the bar for the market. It was a buyer beware market for wide receivers. That should have been the bar. But we go 4 years, $72 million. Double any other wide receiver on the market for a guy whose best attribute people said was he can go up and get the ball. I need you to go up and get open. How about that? Get up. How about you get open? Kyle Rudolph's contract, 4th highest among tight ends. The Giants, of course, in their infinite wisdom, did not alter the terms of the agreement. Once it was discovered he needed surgery to correct an old foot injury. I mean, really? These are all things people say, well, that's hindsight. No, this is stuff I said. I almost said the S word. This is stuff I said while it was happening. And people told me I was crazy. Anyone remember back in 2016 when we gave Harrison, Jenkins, and Vernon $193 million, which turned into an anchor? Remember that? Thanks, Kevin Abrams. Appreciate that. And now we're having the same problems in 2022. And to all the junior capologists, learn the cap before you put on stupid posts. Because your numbers are wrong. And people are like, well, Tim, why are your numbers right? Oh, I don't know. Because I understand the cap. I know how it works. I understand salaries. It's one of those things. I just don't look at arbitrary numbers. You got to look at, we've said it a million times, you got to look at bonuses, deferred bonuses, salaries, rule of 51, rookie salary cap pool. You have to draw in all your numbers. You can't just have a number and say this is what the number is going to be, because you need to also remember the cap changes the moment you break camp. I've said it a million times. Up until the camp breaks, only the top 51 contracts count against your salary cap. We've said it a million times. I think my subscribers have to be geniuses about that, because I love it, because we do the stream and they're like rule 51. It's just maddening, this team. It's maddening. It's maddening more of what we do and what we don't do. And it's maddening that some segments of the fan base can justify when it happens what this team does. I loved it because multiple NFL sources says Jackson was overpaid when he was a cap casualty for the Titans. He's not making any plays until recently, and then now he's hurt. You cannot build a team solely through free agency. We should have learned this in 2016. But at least in 2016, we had a winning season. We went to the playoffs, and then everything turned into a disaster in 18. One day, the chickens come home to roost. And that's going to be 2022. And for the person that sent me a comment yesterday, well, you're dumb thinking you should trade out of the top 10 with one of your picks. Yes, but you have to look at the salary implications. I can't say the word again. You have to look at the salary, what it will do, having 2 top 10 picks, how that affects your rookie cap pool number, your rookie pool number. These are things you need to look at. These are things you need to examine ahead of time. It's a $186 million rant I'm having right now. And I'm more upset, I think, about the misinformation that is put out there on social media. And I've said this before, and this is what aggravates me about this channel, and this is why it aggravates me about the fan base, and not the fan base, but the people on social media, because they sit there. I will tell you this, I am not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm a dumb guy with a microphone sitting in an office making videos. And I give validity to that. But I'm also the only one that worked, played. I have an understanding. And it's the younger fan base that uses YouTube to gain information. And when you give bad and stupid information, that's what kind of fan you're creating. So look in the mirror before you post something that's wrong and think to yourself, am I doing this for the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops? Am I doing this just to be YouTube famous? Or am I doing this to provide a service and an informational society for the younger fan base? I thank God that most of my that a large chunk of my subscriber base is older. You can go look at the demographics. My subscriber base is like 21. I'm high in the numbers 21 to 36 and 36 to 49. I'm high in those numbers. That's the majority of my subscriber base, because you know what? A lot of it is high quality fans that understand not only the Giants, but football itself. So this is where this is the challenge. I always make challenges, and the challenges, like I said, is, you know what? I love one person, and it came from another channel. They said, one subscriber from another channel said, the only redeeming value of your channel is you donate your money. Okay, it's the holidays. It's Christmas. I challenge every YouTuber, TikToker, Twitterer to donate your December revenue to a holiday, to a charity. Do it. Put your money where your mouth is. I even went on Bad Dog's program when he was raising money for Susan Corman Fund and donated $150. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. And Bad Dog, he goes out there and he puts his money where his mouth is. He sits there and does 24-hour streams and donates the money. So you know what, guys? Do the same. And I challenge you, before you make a video, to think and look at your information, because of the fact that you have, in some ways, an obligation to the people that listen, and especially the younger fan base. And like I said, I'm not always right. I admit that freely. I admit mistakes all the time. I've had subscribers tell me, you know what I love about your channel? Because you admit your mistakes. Yeah, because not everyone's right. But you know what? Try to be fairly accurate with the information you provide, because you need to remember some people are relying on that information. And again, that's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.